Penalties podcast, the podcast where we talk about all things Premier League. For this episode, we have another discussion on the games, the transfer windows, and so on. So, to talk about this past game week, let's start off with the United and West Ham game. Mustafa, what is the summary of that game? What are your stats on it and thoughts on it?
I mean, the game itself was kind of boring until like the last 2 seconds of the game, to be honest with you. Man United, like, I was actually impressed with the way they held the ball and the way they controlled, like, they held onto the ball very well that game. They didn't, normally you'd see like some silly passes from Fred or from McTominay or anything, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know, they did their jobs relatively okay. They were disciplined, that's the word. But however, United and West Ham, none of them created any chances all game. The game was like the keepers were barely in the game. Fred had that one shot in I think it was in the second half, like right before the 60th minute, which he was never really going to score from there, to be honest. But it was the best chance United had all game. And then even Ragnick said it after the game. He said Man United, he was happy with the way we defended, but the way we played when we had control of the ball was not well. It needs to be improving on. We didn't create any chances. We have Ronaldo up top, and he didn't have one, like, I don't. Did he have a shot on target all game? But you can't really do that when you have the best player in the world up top, to be honest with you. But then he did three subs: Cavani, Martial, and Rashford, and they all combined for the goal in the last minute to save United and get them 3 points. I mean, honestly, that was a great moment, to be honest. It was very nice.
Yeah.
But from a West
And
Ham point of
also,
view, I'd be so annoyed that they couldn't hang on for 2 more seconds to get a point. Like
yeah.
it was if Fredericks, that substitution from David Moyes, I will never understand. Like, Kufala wasn't having a great game, but he put in Fredericks, and Fredericks was like basically like it was his fault, the entire goal, which I don't really understand. Is it Fredericks hasn't played in about 6 months or 3 months or something like that, and he subs him on, and then he cost him the game.
Yeah. And obviously there's that stat now that Marcus Rashford is the made history with Manchester United as to having the most goals that's in the 90th and plus minutes. So he's obviously showing a lot of importance to Manchester United, right? What are your thoughts on Marcus Rashford as a player?
He's amazing. I feel like he's so underrated by our fans. Our fans, I don't know, especially Arnold. They don't respect him like how they need to. Rashford, he went on a bad spell of form. Yeah, I agree, it was not great. But the people that turned on him, fans were booing him in the stadium. It was disgraceful. He is one of our best players in our team. He's essential to the United squad. And yeah, he may have had a couple bad games, which I agree wasn't great from Rashford. Like, people forget he came back from the Euros where he missed the pen in the final. He was recovering from that, and he was also recovering from an injury. And then he came in, has a couple bad games. People forget about everything he's done for us. And then he's obviously now he scored 2 goals in 2 games. He's showing he's in good form again. He'll prove the haters wrong on the pitch. It's fine.
Yeah. Arnav, and would you agree with that? What are your thoughts on the entire game as such and the players?
I'm gonna go on Rashford later on because I think that's
Okay.
something Mustafa want to hear about. You guys want to hear about. But on the game, I mean, honestly, it was kind of boring until the last minute. Obviously, until the whole last minute when it happened. You know, we had a lot of the ball. We had more passes than them. I mean, according to stats, we created 16 chances during the game, but we really didn't see any big chances that you thought you could actually score from.
No clear-cut
I
chance.
mean, no clear-cut chances, and I think again that's where the typical where we have a lot of the ball and we really can't break these low block teams. So I think that's something we need to improve on. Obviously, getting the last minute winner was not justice to West Ham from their point of view. You know, watching the entire game, you would have said from like neutrally that both teams deserved 1 point out of it. But then again, United just getting the goal is just our culture, you know, just foggy time in it and just going and scoring. Again on Rashford, you know, yeah, I've had that thing with Rashford. I've not been happy with his form, his injuries. But again, I mean, even I can't lie about this, is that he shows up in the last minute. That's like so many times he's come and saved us. You know, I think it was Wolves last year which he did it. He did it again this time. And I mean, he's done it many times before. And I think he is a good player, but I would just love to see a bit more consistency from him. a bit
Bro,
more
but he
like.
just came back from injury, bro. He's been playing with injury last season. Came back
I
from
mean,
injury this year.
no, I get he came back from an
Yeah.
injury, and I get the whole Euros thing. But I mean, again, for the Euros, I don't think he was the only one who was done wrong. Saka was done, and he came back. The injury, I get it, but I mean, it's been what, a month since he has come back from injury?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm not saying his performances were good, but I'm saying the fact that people like you turned on him after a couple bad performances. I don't think it does him justice for what he's done for us as a club. Like you're talking about the Premier League. You forget what he's done for us in the Champions League as well. That night in Paris, that even last year, the other night in Paris. Like there's so many times where he's been our clutch player, has saved us from embarrassment, and then a couple bad games and people forget.
Fair enough. I said this that he proved me wrong that time, and I'd love to see him prove me wrong. I would love for him
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
of
one of those
course.
players
Yeah.
that becomes like a Ronaldo or Rooney, where he's one of our club legends. He's a homegrown player, and I would just love. I mean, prove me wrong. I would love for that.
Yeah, no,
Also,
see,
when
that's
you
what
guys, yeah, go on.
I'm saying that's what it is with everything. Whenever I criticize a player, it's not that I want them to do badly. I always want them to do better, the best
Yeah.
for your club. So I understand what you mean.
So when you guys watched the goal, it was well, it was towards the end, and were we expecting that? Also, when the goal actually went in, did you guys think it was an offside? Did you think you were not gonna get the goal? Ahmed,
I
what did
was
you
so
think?
scared. Because when the ball when it went in, I lost my head. And then my brother was like, offside, offside. No. You can't do this.
What?
Ahmed,
Like,
what did
I
you
mean,
think?
For me, it was I saw Cavani and I'm like, man, he's 100% offside. My guy, this position, this place has happened to so many other players, and it's been offside. And I'm like, there's a huge chance this is offside. And then VAR comes in and says it's not. I was surprised, to be honest. Like I
Well, VAR's
still
never
believe.
wrong, bro.
I mean, rightly so. I mean, we all saw the pictures.
Yeah, no, the pictures. We even posted it on our
pictures-
Instagram.
Yeah.
We
If I'm
we
being
did.
honest, Ahmed, I would have rather that he was offside at the end, because I would have loved to see the meltdown on Twitter, bro. Like, at some point of it, like after the game, I was hoping that VR got it wrong and it was clear offside. Like,
Yeah, but it was
full-on
clearly
mile
onside.
offside.
It was like
Yeah, it was.
a bit onside as well.
It was a bit like there was this close, like it was this close. If
Yeah.
Cavani moved a bit earlier, it would have been an offside, a clear one.
He's an
But the
experienced
finish-
player. He knows what he's doing. Cavani, my guy.
And then the
Yeah.
finish, well, you know how it is with Man United. Their teamwork, their communication is class. Sometimes. Like you could see that
You
Cavani
can
could have
admit it,
shot.
Ahmed. There's nothing wrong in
Cav-
admitting it.
Cavani could have shot that, but he gave Rashford the chance. Am I wrong? Like, yeah.
Another game that ended with a clean sheet was the Chelsea and Spurs game. Ahmed, what is your summary on it? What are your thoughts on it? Was there anything that you took out of the game? Any players that stood out?
Well, the game ended with a 2-0, as most of you guys know. So in this month, they've played around 3 games and not Premier League games, where Chelsea dominated Tottenham, and what's it called? In the last 31 away games, Tottenham has not scored and had 0 wins against Chelsea in away goals. The last time they won against Chelsea was at home with a 3-1 in April 2018. Chelsea put a lot of pressure on Tottenham, and we could see that from the beginning with position going to Chelsea and always on Chelsea. And it was shown from the beginning that there was only one good team playing, and that was Chelsea. And the goals, the teamwork Chelsea gave is just top class, like impressive by them. But at the same time, Tottenham's defense, Tottenham's communication, it just didn't work out. Like they should, how can I say this?
Yeah.
Like improve, get better players. Their players aren't putting much effort into the team.
I disagree with that. I wouldn't say they're not putting any effort. I just don't think they're good enough. I just don't think they're good enough. It's different. Like I think also one thing people, I think also myself, we overreacted after their win against Leicester. Like, as people, I think I forgot that they were 2 seconds away to losing to Leicester, right? And then just because of the comeback, we've all forgot. I don't know. I feel like Tottenham. I don't know. I think I agree with Ahmed. They need to sign some players. Their team is not in a good state right now. They need to get like at least one or two defenders. Like their defense, their right back Emerson Royale. I don't know what my man's doing, to be honest. Like they need to sign a fullback even. But honestly, yeah, I don't know. I feel it's Chelsea just like ran right. Really, they just held the ball, created their chances, got
Yeah.
their goals.
And
I think there were two. Yeah, go on, Ahmed.
in the last 6 games in the Premier League, Chelsea won 5 of them with all 5 games clean sheet. So yeah,
I mean, you
Well,
have to
against
give it to the
Tottenham.
defense.
against Tottenham.
Yeah, I don't. That is very poor
Oh,
from Tottenham.
I
That
mean,
is very poor
that's
from
poor,
Tottenham.
bro.
Yeah,
I
against
mean,
like they know. I
just
know they're not their main rivals, but to not score against them in 5 Premier League games, that's not good.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
a
just
good
want to
point.
ask all three of you the Harry Kane goal. Because for
Oh,
me, that wasn't a foul from Harry Kane, and I thought that was a full-on legitimate goal. And I mean, I don't know, I didn't see there was enough for that Harry Kane goal before halftime to be ruled out. I mean, just what do you think?
I mean, in my opinion,
honestly,
it was soft.
yeah. What were you saying?
I was saying it's really soft. Like I understand, like from Thiago Silva's point of view, it was smart from him that he felt. Like if I were in Thiago Silva's
Mm,
shoes as well, if I felt the touch and I felt like I was in a bad position that I could
yeah.
concede, I would fall and try to get to like to play to the referees. But the fact that the referees fell for it, I don't know. I feel like it was just like a slight touch. Like I don't know. I don't think it was enough to cancel the goal.
Yeah. It was strategic from him,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. It was
But I
smart.
think two players that were class during that game was Rudiger and Ziyech. Both of them, I think they showed like the class that they are in, and well, Ziyech coming from Ajax, like he showed the levels that he comes from, and even Rudiger had a class performance against Tottenham, and I think it really puts a show to what their levels are and shows Chelsea in a way. Yeah.
And Ziyech could have had a hat trick really that game. He had a couple of very nice chances. It was good saves from the keeper. He could have used to do. I know what Ziyech. I'm happy with Ziyech. He hasn't really shown the standards he showed at Ajax since he's joined Chelsea. And then now
Yeah.
same like Rashford, he has 2 goals in 2 games now. Maybe it's time for him to kick on. Maybe earn his starting place like every game at Chelsea.
Yeah. Moving on to the next topic, let's talk about the transfer window. We have some players going in out of United. Arnav, what are your thoughts on that and just in general as well?
Right, so obviously you brought up the United one. We're gonna get to that. But just quickly around the news, Man City had ended up signing Julian Alvarez. I think that's how you say his name. Obviously a centre forward from River Plate. He has a good goal scoring record. Some in Argentina have kind of linked him to Aguero, and I think that's where all the fans are getting the impression from, just his scoring record, the way he's always in the goal books, giving assists and everything. So I think that's a really good signing for them. We had Van de Beek, United player that's been linked to Crystal Palace on a loan move, which I mean, I think fans want him to go get game time and kind of not waste his time here at this club. We had Valeric, a striker Arsenal have been looking at. The Juventus have gone for him. They've gone to Fiorentina and offered him a deal. It looks like Arsenal are set to miss out another player on. A striker they really need. With the Aubameyang not doing so well, really need a striker to come in and able to get that done. But obviously the big one for United fans' perspective is Anthony Martial going to Sevilla on loan until the end of the season. Now, many fans would look at it as a loan, just he's trying to get game time. But I think to some fans, it's kind of like the start of the end, where this is the time where you give him on loan and over the summer he's gone.
I think that's what's going to. I think he's gone. I think his career at United is finished, to be honest. Not that I wanted to by any means. I love Martial, but I wanted to stay. I was so sad when I heard he left, but I think this is the start of the end, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the talks between Newcastle, Lingard? What are updates on that?
Well, obviously, Lingard was looking to go to Newcastle. That's something he's been looking forward to. I mean, ever since the West Ham move, he's been looking to try and get game time. Obviously with the World Cup coming up and him just missing on the Euros, he wants to leave United, get game time. Newcastle were looking to get him on a loan, but obviously United have ended those talks. They have no progress with them. They have valued him at 50 million. They're kind of playing the long stuff game Newcastle played with them. And
No,
the
that's not
most
what
recent
happened.
we've heard is
They
that
wanted 12 million they wanted to pay 12 million for a loan fee and like a bonus for if Newcastle stay up. That's what's happened. They value him at 50, that's true, but I'm so angry with United. Like they just let these players go, man. We're not playing with Lingard. Why are we
from
trying to keep
Lingard's
him?
point of view, what's in the news from Lingard, he's absolutely furious at this. He's
Yeah,
not
he
happy
should
with the
be. He
United
should
board,
be.
and he just wants to leave.
Same with
Yeah.
what's his name, Van de Beek. Like we fully like we're actually like ruining careers at this point. Like they Jesse Lingard and Van de Beek, they don't deserve this. Like they need, but it's also on Jesse Lingard. He should have left in the summer to West Ham. He decided to stay, try to fight for his place. I don't know. I'm so angry at Man United. They're ruining players' careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any transfers that you would like to see happen that are in talks currently, or you would just like for your own club? Ahmed, do you
I
have
do.
any?
I was talking to you guys before this about rumors about Liverpool signing a new player, and I think it's a good thing for Dybala to go to Liverpool, at least, since Salah, there's this rumors where Salah might not continue with Liverpool, and if he does, then Dybala is gonna be a good player to take over Salah's position for now, since he's not getting treated as well as everyone thought at Juventus, with the new contract putting in some new 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 rules into the contract, and then removing it, changing the contract, and then going collapsed at the end. I see that he needs to leave Juventus and go to another team, which will help him grow even more.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Dybala fits the Premier League. I think if he were to go to a Premier League team, I don't think he'd fit Liverpool. I feel like maybe he'll work out at Man City. But I think who wouldn't work out at Man City? But like I don't know. I don't think he'd fit Liverpool because Salah has he brings numbers, right? I don't think Dybala brings numbers like that into. Like he won't score 30 goals this season. He won't. I don't think that. I don't think he'd fit Liverpool style.
I mean, Liverpool signing Dybala certainly means they're not going to re-sign Salah. Because, I mean, if anyone knows how Liverpool work their transfers, it's that they always go penny for penny. If you sell a player for 100 million, you will buy one for 100 million. They normally don't go and spend overboard. The only times they've done that, which fans might say is Van Dijk, Alisson, was from all the Coutinho money. So if Dybala does come in, I think Salah has to go. And I mean, I don't think, financial point of view, you can leave out of it. But I mean, just from a game point of view, that would be a horrible decision from Liverpool's end. You're replacing a 30-goal player, not even 30 goals, like the assists he brings to the team, the amount of passion he brings, with a player who hasn't been performing in the Italian league. So
that's not true. He has been performing. It's just the reason the deal collapsed was the people of the board. Like after they gave him the contract, they wanted him to wait. And then he took that as if they don't have faith in him. That's what happened. He's a brilliant player.
Is he performing to levels you would want to see from a top player?
Do you think he is? I mean, I'm not saying he's Ballon d'Or worthy. I'm just saying he hasn't been. He's not been complete. I think his stats are okay in the Serie A this year. He's been doing well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. So if that's about the signings and the transfer window, let's head on to the next segment, which is predictions. Arnav, start off with the games that we're predicting, please.
Well, obviously, we're going to start off with the biggest game this week is Liverpool versus Leicester, happening at Anfield Stadium. I'm going to start off again. Salah stays in AFCON. He doesn't come back home. So, again, they won't have him there. Right? Mane, again, he's still at AFCON. So, again, you have another game without Mane and Salah. Even though I see that Leicester on a really bad form right now, they haven't been up to the standards they were for the last couple of years. I think we talked about this. I think it's still going to be maybe a 2-1 win for Liverpool. That's mine.
Okay. Ahmed?
I'm not prepared for this match, actually. Like we always go to the streak and then collapse like at the end of the season. Where it usually happens with like the lowest teams ever where we just do stupid mistakes and just ruin everything. But I gotta keep my hopes up and go with like 2-0 win for Liverpool.
2-0. Okay, Mustafa?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think Leicester are a shambles right now. I think to be honest, I think Brendan Rodgers should get sacked soon. I don't think he's doing a very good job. Like, yeah, he won the FA Cup last year, but I think this year has been very, very poor from them, to be honest with you. And I don't even without Salah and Mane, I think this should be an easy win for Liverpool. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
2-0.
Yeah, I think Leicester are not in the same position as we would see them usually. We've talked about that in our previous episode, and Liverpool are still at the same standards that they would showcase like good results. So I'm saying 2-0 to Liverpool.
Right.
And next?
Moving on to our next game is Wolves versus Arsenal happening at the Molineux. I think Wolves. I mean, it's quite a tough game to call. Wolves obviously shows up against Arsenal, and it's quite a heated match. You have a couple of red cards from Arsenal's team, but I think with Granit Xhaka out, I think with suspension, we won't be seeing any red cards. I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna go. I mean, I think I'm gonna go for an odd one out. I think Wolves might just get this one. I'm going for 1-0 Wolves win.
You see, with
Okay.
Arsenal, they're not helping themselves. They're destroying themselves. They're chopping. It's like, imagine Arsenal's a full arm. They're just cutting each part of the arm and just falling apart easily. That's the problem. You could see with the game against Liverpool, where they got 2 red cards at the first game and then the second game. It shows that they're not helping themselves. But I think
So what do you predict?
Arsenal's gonna lose 1-0.
I mean,
1-0? Okay.
Arsenal lack experience in their team, to be honest. I mean, they've showed that against Liverpool to do the hard bit, which was to not lose to Liverpool at Anfield, and then go and get embarrassed at home. And then same with Man City, they showed signs. Then they bottled it. I mean, I agree that they don't help themselves, but I think we'll just show up against the big teams somehow. Like they'll play poorly against like Watford or something, but then they'll go against
Yeah.
like Man City and bring up a good performance. But I don't know. I don't know. I think even without Arsenal's inexperience, I think they'll get a 1-1 out of this game.
Okay. Um, I'll
Actually,
predict
no,
a
sorry. I'll
2-1.
make it 0-0.
No,
Nil-nil.
no.
0-0.
I was just gonna say Mustafa and his 1-0 are back again.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I think Wolves got this. So I'm gonna go 2-1 to Wolves.
But why is everyone overlooking Arsenal, man? Like they're not
Arsenal
that bad.
I go for
haven't
facts.
been. You've seen
I'm
their
gonna go
game.
for a
they
1-0
drew to
win.
Burnley.
Actually, I'm gonna change it.
They
1-0
drew to
win to
Burnley.
1-0 win to Arsenal.
They drew to
You guys
Burnley.
are
That
you
was
guys
a
are sleeping
1-0
on
to
Arsenal.
okay.
Oh yeah,
You guys are
they
sleeping
did.
on Arsenal.
Man, they just
I mean, they drew
drawn
to
with
Burnley. It was
Burnley.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
just
just.
one game, bro. They're fine. The Arsenal are not a bad team. They have some good quality players in their team. You guys are overlooking them just because a couple bad results. I don't know. I'm gonna go 1-0 Arsenal. I believe in the Gunners.
So you're changing it again?
Yeah,
1-0?
I'm changing it for 1-0 to Arsenal.
If Arsenal
Sorry, must
lose,
love you.
if Arsenal loses
For you,
this
sorry.
game, this will be the 3rd loss in a row. Yeah, in the Premier League.
I mean, they drew to Burnley. They drew to Burnley, no?
That's not a loss.
It's Burnley we're talking about. Counts
It's
as a
not a
loss.
loss. It's not a
Counts
loss.
as a loss. Losing to
It
Burnley
counts
is
as a
just
loss if it's
drawing
against
to.
Burnley.
It's just if you draw to Burnley or lose to them, it just counts as a loss.
Oh.
But it's not a loss.
It,
not a loss,
it
though.
is
Right.
though.
It's not a loss. No, it's fine. Okay.
So our
Moving on.
Newcastle game.
We're going to
Next.
be looking at now the Newcastle game. Newcastle versus Everton.
Mhm.
Honestly, I mean, I don't think Newcastle are going to get the new players we have been seen linked with them before this game. But I mean, there is a chance they could. These games are happening after the international break. So my prediction is solely based on the fact that they do sign some players. And I think with Everton's form, how they are going down, I think Newcastle might just go for it. I think it's going to be a 1-0 win for Newcastle.
Okay.
With Everton, they lost against Brighton, Norwich, and Aston Villa. So it's Everton's not been at their top right now. I might go with a 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm getting worried for Everton because if their predictions are indeed correct, they are fully in a relegation battle, which is not what you would expect from. So I almost don't want to predict that they're going to lose just because of what will happen to them. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Also, I believe that Duncan Ferguson will get out the best with these players. He's a passionate guy. He's played for the club. He knows the club in and out. He'll. I don't know. I'm almost scared for Everton to lose this game. So I'm gonna go. 2-1 win to Everton.
2-1 win to Everton. Okay. The current situation in Everton, I think they're in a low period. So I don't see a win out of this against Newcastle, especially after the international break. I think they will have a new spirit going into the game. So I'm predicting 1-0 Newcastle.
Also, don't forget Calvert-Lewin is back. Richarlison is playing now again. I don't know. Everton's team is not
Wait,
bad.
Richarlison's gonna be back?
I swear he is. Is he not?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Was he not there? I don't know. Anyway, Calvert-Lewin is back. He's their best player. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they'll win. I think they're too good of a team to be in the relegation battle. That's why I don't think they're gonna lose.
Yeah, fair. Arnav, the next one.
The last game we'll be predicting this week is Aston Villa versus Leeds, happening at Villa Stadium. Obviously, Aston Villa signing the new players. They did that brilliant comeback against United. Then they went to Everton and they win. Leeds, on the other hand, it's quite up and down. They won against West Ham, which was a brilliant result for them. But then they go and lose to Newcastle. So, it's really mixed. You can't really say a lot there. But I think Villa has quality. The players they've signed, the absolute quality. Steven Gerrard, again, I love him as a manager. So I'm going for a 2-0 win for Aston Villa.
I'm going to go with a 4-0 for Villa.
Right.
You're right.
Gotta expect,
You think Bielsa will allow 4-0?
Yeah. I'm going with Coutinho, 2 goals and 1 assist at least.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Villa, because they have been getting the results, but against United they were 2-0 down, which is not great. And then what was their next game against Everton? They scraped that win. It was a hard fought. They won the game 1-0, but it could have easily turned out to be 1-1 like I predicted. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not too convinced about Steven Gerrard. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about it. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna start going downhill. Maybe those results will start to go against him, and then I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win for Aston Villa. 1-0.
What?
Okay.
We couldn't get that.
I have
one out
a
of
good
Mustafa
feeling
this week.
for Villa, actually. I have a good feeling for Villa, so I'm gonna go 2-1 to Villa.
No, I'm not saying Aston Villa will do bad. I'm just saying the way they've been playing. They've been 2-0 down to Man United. They've drawn that game had Everton scored in that game. Obviously that's stupid to say, but Everton were not bad that game. It wasn't a vintage performance. At the end of the game, Steven Gerrard had brought on a defender just to try to keep a clean sheet. It wasn't a great performance by them, considering how Everton are playing right now. I don't know. I'm just being wary.
Okay. So with that, we have finished with our predictions and discussion of our games and about transfer window. Make sure you listen to us on Spotify, Anchor, and YouTube, and make sure that you have the notifications on to know when we're uploading. And with that, that's the end of our episode. We are the Pen Podcast, signing off.